Who's it? Well, I'm preparing myself for the 17th of this month, which is next week, Thursday, April 17th, April 2014. I'm preparing myself to go and talk to these young kids at St. Peter's School. Shoki invited me to her father's school to come and talk to some of her students then. So I've been preparing myself because you gotta really stay prepared, man, because you never know what could happen, and the next thing you might not do a good presentation. So I want to make sure that I'm ready. So this is not meant to be like a motivational video that sounds brilliant and whatnot. It's supposed to be my rehearsal. So I'm rehearsing to see where I can improve my speech or how I can work at it and see if it's good. And then from there on I can know that I still need to do it or not, or maybe I need to change something about it. So my number one point is, obviously I'm going to greet the guys. Hey, wala, what's up? To name yes. And yeah, well, and whatnot. Now this is what I do with my life, and well, I'm invited by Shoki here to come and talk to you guys, and I figured, yeah, why not? I have been doing this already. I've already went to Fetahomu, I went to Mukulwani, I went to Koman, and I went to Molo, okay? And today I'm actually privileged to be coming to a new school, and I'm really grateful and I'm thankful for the invite. So now that I'm invited, let me ask some of your questions, because obviously this is not about me, but everything about you. Because you are the stars of the shows, you are the tomorrows, you are the doctors and the leaders of tomorrow that we're going to need. So therefore, I'm just here to remind you of your responsibility to society. So therefore, number one is, does everybody have a goal in here? Let me see everybody that has a goal. Great. Congratulations. That is the first thing in life. You need to know what you want out of life. You can't just hop around and whatever you jump into, you say, this is what I wanted. It can't be. You have to know what you want. And don't want something because it looks good on somebody, because you can find that somebody is an engineer and it looks good being an engineer because you like the fact that he drives a nice car, he seems to be having a good life and whatnot, but it may not necessarily be good for you. So, or somebody might be a doctor, or somebody may be a lawyer, and you think being a lawyer would be cool, or being a doctor would be cool, but it might not necessarily be cool for you. So you have to know what you want, and don't go after something because it looks good on somebody. Want it because that's who you desire. That's the thing that's burning you inside of you. You have to want to live what inside of you, and you gotta be clear. You gotta be clear about it, whatever it is that you want. Don't say maybe I want to be this, or maybe I want to be that, or that looks good. Or you have to be clear. They say, if you want to be a lawyer, say this is what I want to be. And if you want to be that thing, then you have to begin to ask yourself, am I at this stage already preparing myself to be a lawyer? Am I learning as hard as I should? Am I doing good as I should with my schoolwork? Am I doing good with this particular field because this is what I'm going to need to be a lawyer? Do you know about that thing? You can't just say you're going to be a lawyer, but you don't know anything about law. You don't know what subjects you need to learn, where you need to improve. You can't want to be a lawyer if your English is not so good, because you're going to need to elaborate some of the big documents in law. You have to know exactly what you're doing. And it begins right now. It doesn't begin 5 or 10 years later from now when you're in tertiary and you're learning this thing, or you're in the work field and you're a lawyer and you're preparing yourself for a case. It doesn't start there. It starts now. The question is, what are you doing today to make sure that by the time comes, you will be ready to be a lawyer? You'll be ready to enroll as a lawyer student. You'll be ready to enroll you're ready to apply as a lawyer. You know what I mean? In practice, being a lawyer. Would you be able to represent somebody? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Are you somebody that is not afraid to talk in front of people and say, present a case? Are you somebody that is not comfortable doing that in front of people? Because that's going to come and haunt you in the future. You can't just want to be a lawyer if you're not comfortable talking in front of people. Elaborating laws and learning and spending hours and hours and hours being on your craft, learning this thing. You have to know what you want, study about it, learn about it, understand what it takes to be that thing, to learn to be that thing. Kaizer Chiefs doesn't just say we're going to go play a game against Amazulu. I guess we'll just see how Amazulu plays, and let's hope that they play poorly and we'll play good. It can't be. They take their time to study about Amazulu. They want to learn who's the best guy on the Amazulu team that they need to stop. Who do they need to mark? How do they need to penetrate? Who do they need to be actually be the one to play goals? Is it going to be Nkata today? Is it going to be Musona? Is it going to be Parker? Who is the guy that can be key towards breaking the other guy's defense? They learn about them. They practice these moves to say, okay, if you want to score a goal, this is the best way, because we can see that Amazulu is coming weak when in this area. They learn about them. They don't just go in there hoping and wishing that the things will just come together. It can't be right. They imagine the whole situation. They imagine what it's going to be like. They imagine who is going to mark who and who's going to be playing what role and how the circumstances might turn out in order for them to win. They don't just hope. So you gotta know about this thing, learn about it, be about it, and ask yourself, if I want to be a lawyer, am I prepared to spend nights and nights and nights learning about law? Am I ready? Do you understand how many books I gotta read? How good my English has to be? How much I need to improve myself? Because it starts right now. You may be in uniform right now, but 10 years from now, you don't be wearing uniform. And the question is, will you be capable to be in that position that you put yourself? That's the first thing. Do you have a dream? Do you have a goal? And do you understand what it takes to achieve that one thing? Secondly, do you want this thing as bad as you want to breathe? As Mr. Eric Thomas would say, do you want it as bad? Is it something that you just wake up saying, I think I want to be a lawyer? Or do you say, I want to be a lawyer. I want to see myself being a lawyer. I know I can be a lawyer. I'm definite about this thing. I'm positive. I'm strong. I'm smart enough. I can do this thing. And on top of saying all these things, what do? Do you then just sit back and after saying those things say, I want to be a lawyer, but you're not going to do it? Or do you then begin to work? If you are sitting on a Saturday afternoon and you think about what you want to achieve, does it compel you to then begin to grab your books and say, I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to study right now. I'm not going to go anywhere. In fact, I was going to go hang out with my friends, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to study this thing. I'm going to prepare myself, because they say success comes when preparation meets opportunity. Because when the time comes for you to be successful, your preparation, your level of preparation will be defined by the opportunity that you get, because the opportunity will come. It may come. But the question is, will you be ready to grab that opportunity with both hands, or will you just let it slip? If you're trying to be a musician, for example, and you're going for an audition and you've never been preparing yourself for that opportunity, should it come one day, and come the opportunity, they say they're holding audition somewhere else, and you think this is my place, this is where I need to be right now, this is what I've been waiting for. The question is, when you go there, are you then prepared to be able to wow the crowd? Are you prepared enough to win if you have to win? Or are you just going there and ridicule yourself? Because that's most likely what will happen if you don't prepare yourself. You're just going to get there and sing, and people are going to laugh at you and break your own ego. That's the thing. Are you prepared? Are you ready for this thing? Are you in a position to win? Are you constantly preparing yourself to make sure that should this thing come, you are ready for it? You're not going to be ready. If you always stay ready, you never have to get ready. If you stay ready, you never ever have to get ready, because you are always like a soldier. You're always holding onto your gun, waiting for anything to happen, baby. You're not going to roll over and try and get your gun when your enemy is already here, because they will just then do what they want to do. But you are already ready for this thing. You know what I mean? It's like those students, you can see them when they are ready, when we come to write the test or an exam or whatever the case may be. And some students are just relaxed. They're talking about football, what they saw about last night, or they're talking about something that they really like, about their careers and their futures, where they want to be, And some students come over with pages and books and still trying to learn the last thing. Oh my goodness, I don't know this part. I still have to learn it. Oh my word, oh my word, oh my word. You can see those students that are ready are just relaxed. They just kind of chilled and waiting for the exam to start, saying, yeah, man, put the paper on the table. I'm good. I'm being prepared. I've been studying every single day. I know what I'm going to write. I know that I'm going to pass this thing because I've been preparing myself. But those students are busy looking up in the ceiling, hoping to see answers at the wall, looking over at their friend's place, You can already see the people that are prepared and the people that are not. And those that are prepared are the people that are going to make it in life, because they understand what it takes to be successful. They understand that success is not something that comes, it's not a giant event, it's something that happens every single day. Every day when you wake up, you're making one or two choices. You're either becoming a success or great, or you're either becoming mediocre and stupid. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the case. You're either working towards becoming somebody that you want to be, somebody that one day you can look back and say, whoa, I can't believe I come this far, and I'm proud of who I am today, because look at what I have been able to achieve with the amount of time I've been putting into my work, with the amount of time I've been dedicating towards learning and growing and developing my mind, with the amount of time I've been spending trying to become a better person. Or you are just waking up hoping and wishing and crying and complaining about the world and how the world won't be fair to you because, oh my goodness, I come from a family where we're poor and we don't have money and we don't have this and that, and you complain and you start feeling sorry for yourself. But hey, let me remind you something. The world doesn't have time to feel sorry for you. So many people have come out of poverty and made success out of their lives. What is the difference between you and them? The difference between you and them is that they are ready, they are committed, they don't see themselves, they don't see where they are as their destination. They don't see where they are as where they need to be in life. They know that they can become better. They have a dream of who they want to be. They have an idea. They imagine themselves being and having things that they haven't even seen with their eyes yet. But because they have their dream and they know that it's possible to achieve those dreams, they go after it as if their life depends on it. Why? Because it really does. Look at Patrice Motsepe, for example, somebody that thought that one day he can become a millionaire. You think Patrice Motsepe just said, yeah, you know what, I just want to become a millionaire, but I'll see how this whole thing works out. You think that's what he did? No. He said, I want to become a millionaire. What did he do? He began working on this thing every single day. I know and I believe that Patrice Motsepe did whatever he took in order for him to get from where he was to where he is today, where you and I can look up to him and say, hey, he's been lucky. But no. He hasn't been lucky. He has been doing whatever it took for it to be. He's been doing whatever necessary for him to become to be where he is today. So I'm saying cheers because I'm getting a call. But yes, this is what I have to say for now.